Hi, this is Mac with MacStar29. Today I'm just going to do a quick kind of review of some batteries that I got. This is a G-Force 2S 7.4 volt 5,000 milliamp hour battery. It is, what is this thing? 30C discharge rated battery. It was like 25 bucks shipped. It had the cheesy banana style plug battery connector. I put a Traxxas connector on there, and so it's got a pretty short balance lead. I've seen some other people talk about on forums other batteries. There's another company I just saw, Vicious Technology, has a battery that looks actually just like this battery for about, I think, the same amount of money, or maybe a few dollars more. But the you can get balance lead extenders to plug into your charger, or like a little plug that just does the whole thing. It has all of your different 2S, 3S, 4S connectors on it, that you don't have to have it like right up in your charger like this. You can actually have it remotely located. So anyway, talk about the battery. Like 25 bucks, pretty good battery, plenty of power for all the trucks I use, good price. They charge like $3.99 for shipping, so it's for just a single item like this. That's pretty good, considering it was like, 20 bucks or whatever. I was a little hesitant to buy from this Value Hobbies, is where I got it, valuehobbies.com. I ordered one around last year, and I maybe got like 10-15 runs out of it, and it was like a 25C, I think. It was like 18 bucks. And it just stopped working, and what happened was the tab inside that comes right off the lithium cell sheared off, and that, from doing some research, discovered that is aluminum, and it's really hard to solder aluminum, especially at the time all I had was a butane soldering iron. They'd get hot enough to do it, and I tried all these different tricks that I read about, and I tried some jerry-rigging stuff to do it, and it never really worked. So it, I got about $1 a run out of it, and I had to dispose of it. So I was like, all the batteries made like that? I hemmed and hawed, and then I decided to give it a second chance, and so I've had probably 5 or 6 runs on this battery between the Ruckus and some other trucks, and it runs great. Let's just see about longevity. And here's another one that I got from Value Hobbies. This is a 6,000 milliamp hour 4S LiPo, and it is like 25C, I believe. I have tape over it, and I'll tell you why in a second. Yeah, 25C battery. So 4S LiPo, it was like 45 bucks or something like that. Pretty good price. ValueHobbies.com, and it's their G-Force brand, if I didn't mention already. Anyway, so what happened with this battery is I was running it, and all of a sudden truck stops, and I'm like, what the heck, So I meter it, and I have no voltage on the discharge leads, and I'm like, what? So I just kind of like twist it like this, and then I get voltage again, and I run it for like another battery run, and then it just stops working again. So I take it apart, and after playing around a little bit, metering all the different leads, I had voltage across every cell. This is actually 8 batteries inside, so there's like 2 in series with 2 in parallel in series with 2 in parallel in series with 2 in parallel, until you get to 4 sets. So in the middle there, between this 2 in parallel and then this 2 in parallel, between the other 2 that those in series with, that tab separated. Now, so when I talked about on this one here, there's an aluminum tab, and I don't know how it's formed, but they take an aluminum tab off the cell, and they kind of like dimple crimp together, or some kind of like press together way. They flat press together with a tin plate, and the tin you can actually solder to pretty easily. That tin is like the metal you'll see in like the springs inside, like when you put your AA's inside a battery compartment, or on like NiCad batteries, that little metal plate that's kind of flexible, that the tabs that they solder all the batteries together, that's tin usually. So they'll take the aluminum to tin, and so you can solder to the tin, and then they just crimp it to the aluminum. Well, luckily it was just the two tin pieces that separated, and they were just crimped together also. So very carefully, actually when I bought Hobby King, one of their like cheap, like $20 Hakko knockoff soldering irons, and actually it's been working pretty good. I should probably do a video on that, but it's pretty common now on a lot of forums. But I got some solder in there, and I was able to solder those two plates together. And so I carefully took a razor knife and I cut away this casing, which that's not for the weak of heart. If you are scared at all about doing that, don't, because you can easily puncture the internal cells and catch this thing on fire and burn your house down, or worse, burn yourself really badly. And I have done that and caught one of these on fire. Luckily there was no damage done, but I was willing to take that risk, and that is my deal, and I'm not going to tell anyone else to do that. But I'll tell you that I did do it, and I was able to fix this battery. So now I'm like, pretty good price for batteries, but 2 out of 3 batteries had something wrong internally with the battery tabs. So I'm like, well, I haven't had a lot of issues with other batteries. I did have a 4S Turnigy, they're $20 4S LiPo batteries, like a 20C one. Actually do that aluminum tab broke. And so I think maybe it's just something common to these cheaper batteries, the Turnigys, the G-Force, whatever. Maybe they all do it. I don't know how often this happens to other people, so if I want to chime in the comments and say, oh, this has happened to me, blah, blah, blah. Or if it's just like, I drive too hard. That's why I put the foam on my vehicles, on that aluminum. I had an aluminum plate I was driving the battery to, and I put that little weather stripping to have a little cushion, because I thought maybe just that slapping on that aluminum was, even though I have it broken down pretty securely, it was just enough to like be too harsh on the batteries. I don't know. But that Turnigy one, I just removed that cell altogether and turned it into a 3S LiPo, which I don't really use for much, but I have it. And so anyway, so G-Force batteries, good, bad, good cells, poor build quality. I guess what I can say that. And but maybe go on their site, read some of the other reviews, ask around, and see what other people think, because they're not super popular, on the forums. But maybe this will generate some discussion, and we can get a good answer on whether it just is my bad luck, or that's a pretty common problem with these. Anyway, thanks for watching.